Hi guys, I'm Sizure from Next Level PvP, and in this video I'll be going through Shaman talent changes in Mr. Pandaria. Hope you guys enjoy. So in the first tier here we have Nature's Guardian, which is the same as it was in Kata for Resto Shamans. When you are damaged below 30%, your maximum health is increased by 25%. Then we have Stone Bulwark Totem, which is like Stone Claw Totem from Cataclysm, but is getting replaced by Stone Bulwark. And if you compare this to the Stone Claw Totem, this does not pulse any aggro and does not shield your totems, it just gives you a shield that can be dispelled. And then we have Astral Shift with a 2-minute cooldown. It reduces damage taken by 40% for 6 seconds. It can be used in a stun and it can also be dispelled. On the second tier we have Frozen Power that allows Frost Shock to root the enemy for 5 seconds, and in comparison to the Cataclysm version, you now do not need to be within 15 yards to root the target. Then we have a totem called Earthgrab Totem, which is the same totem Elemental Shamans had in Cataclysm, but now it will root everyone in 10 yards for 5 seconds that it would normally slow. And then we have an air totem called Windwalk Totem, which is basically a freedom for 6 seconds on a 1-minute cooldown. And then in the third tier we have an ability called Call of the Elements, which is basically a preparation for our totems. It will reset all totems with a cooldown less than 3 minutes. Then we have a passive ability called Totemic Restoration. Basically what this ability does is it shortens the cooldown of the totem that just got destroyed by 50%. So if you ground a spell and grounding totem gets destroyed, grounding totem's cooldown will be reduced by 50%. And now we have Totemic Projection, which will basically move your totems to a specified location. And then we have an ability called Elemental Mastery, which increases your haste by 30% for 20 seconds. And now we have an ability called Ancestral Swiftness, which is just like Nature Swiftness from Cataclysm, but it now increases your passive spell and melee haste by 5%. And now we have Echo of the Elements. When you cast a direct damage or healing spell, you have a chance to duplicate that effect. For Elemental and Resto Shamans, it's a 6% chance to proc, and for Enhancement Shamans, it is a 30% chance to proc. On the 5th tier, we have an ability called Healing Tide Totem. It is just like Mana Tide Totem, but it heals, and it can be reset. And next up we have Ancestral Guidance, and all damage you deal for the next 10 seconds, 40% of that amount is healed to your party and yourself. And for the last healing talent, we have a passive called Conductivity, and what this ability does is it heals everyone inside your healing range for 50% of your damage done from Lightning Bolt, Chain Lightning, Storm Strike, and Earth Shock, and it also increases Healing Surge healing by 20% for everyone who is inside your healing range. And for the 6th and final line of our talents we have Unleash Fury. What this basically does is it buffs your Unleash weapon with the following attributes. Flame Tongue weapon increases the enemy target's damage taken from your lightning bolt by 30% for 10 seconds. Wind Fury weapon, for 8 seconds, your melee auto attacks can trigger static shock. Earth Living weapon further increases the effectiveness of your next single target heal on the targeted ally by 50%. Frostbrand weapon, you leech heat from the enemy target, gaining 50% movement speed for 4 seconds. And for Rockbiter, you take 40% reduced damage from the enemy target that you unleash elements for 5 seconds. And the second is a passive called Primal Elementist. Your earth and fire elementals basically do 50% more damage, and they gain additional abilities that you can use. And last but not least, we have Elemental Blast. Elemental Blast has a 40-yard range, 2-second cast and a 12-second cooldown, and it deals elemental damage. It does 28k elemental damage and increases the caster's critical strike, haste, or mastery by 1000 for 8 seconds. And that's it for Shaman talent changes in Mr. Pandaria. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you all later. Peace.